What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another day of the road trip. Right now we're at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. You can see Apollo's Chariot behind me peeking over the trees. This is a park I'm really excited to be at. I've actually never been here before. I had been to King's Dominion before, so a lot of people are really surprised when they hear I've never been to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. But I have been to Busch Gardens, Tampa several times, so I'm looking forward to comparing and contrasting both of the parks and the rides at each of the parks. I hear really good things about this place in terms of its beauty, in terms of its ride lineup, so I'm definitely excited to explore. I am a little bit worried because, SeaWorld, their parks have kind of been going downhill lately, but in Florida it wasn't too bad, so I'm hoping it's kind of the same here. I'm just a little bit worried about the ups because driving in, coasters are really running very, very slow intervals in terms of operations. But with that being said, I'm very excited to get on the B&Ms. Fortunately, no Pantheon today because it's a lawn ornament, but the B&Ms do look really, really fun, and they have Revolt and Invader, some other coasters that look pretty good, and just the park. I'm excited to explore the park because really you don't even need to come here for the rides. You can come here just for the sheer beauty, and so yeah, I think there's going to be a lot to explore and a lot to see. So it should be a great day. Let's get right into it. Just got off of our first coaster here at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. It was Loch Ness Monster, and it was a super fun aero coaster. The park is doing a great job maintaining that thing. It is very, very smooth for an aero. As well as that, the layout is very unique. It's like a mine train if it had loops. It's very weird. It's drawn out, and there's parts that I wasn't expecting. I didn't know much about it other than it has the interlocking loops, and it's the only coaster in the world with that. But there's like a tunnel with the triple helix in that. That was very weird. There was a lot of janky transitions that actually rode pretty smooth. It was just a fun ride though. It's very smooth for its age. I really enjoyed that. What do you think of Loch Ness?
It was just kind of like a mine train with loops. I don't know. It was really weird, but it was smooth, pretty enjoyable. Yeah, I don't know.
I like it. It's one of my favorite arrows probably, but it's still pretty tame. Anyone can do it. It's a fun ride though. I really enjoyed getting on that, and I'm glad to have it jotted down on my credit count. Anyways, next up is going to be one of the B&Ms or whatever we run into first. It's either going to be Griffin or Alpengeist, I think.
We do not know the layout
of this park in
the slightest. So.
It's very cool though.
We end up?
I don't know where we're going. We're going downstairs right now. So, we'll end up somewhere. See you then. Wow, that was a lot to handle. Alpengeist is so intense. We just rode in the back. I was on an edge seat. I could literally talk about every individual element and how incredible it is, but I'm just going to talk real quick about the Cobra Roll. I cannot believe how insane that Cobra Roll is. It's the snappiest Cobra I've ever experienced. The first half of that Cobra Roll literally tries its best to kill you with laterals, and it forces. It's so insane. I literally can't believe it. I loved it though. That is a little bit under Montu for me. I think I still like Montu a little bit more after that one ride, but I think I would take that over Afterburn, which is a very high statement because you guys know I love Afterburn after the Carowinds vlog. That was so great though. It lived up to the hype, and I honestly would be surprised if that wasn't the best coaster we ride all day since, Pantheon's not open, because that was very intense and actually a little much for me. I loved it though. That was fantastic. Thoughts?
It was crazy intense, and oh my god, I loved the skiing theme, and it was, I think I like it better than Afterburn.
Yeah.
Just overall, it was a good ride.
It's so consistently forceful, which is what I love about it.
It was good. I liked it a lot.
She literally died on it, I think. Did you die on it?
I did die on it.
That was so good. Oh my gosh. We need a water break though. It's freaking scorching out today. Not as bad as the day we spent at King's Dominion and the day we spent at Knoebels and Hershey, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely a scorcher. But we're having a great time so far. It's actually been surprisingly not that busy. The lines have been moving pretty fast despite the slow operations. So I don't know what it is, but it's been pretty shocking today that the lines have not been unbearable. I was really going and expecting that. But anyways, awesome ride. We're gonna head on to Griffin now, and I'm super excited for Griffin because I love Shikra, so I hope it's as good. Dive coasters with hard restraints are so much better than the ones with vests. I love Griffin, man. That was great. It was just as good as Shikra. Actually, I think I like Shikra like a smidge more, but basically they're on par. Like, this is such a cool ride. It's just so fast, and honestly, it doesn't get more fun than this on roller coasters. Like, this is truly a really fun and just pure enjoyable ride. The layout is a bit different than Shikra's though. You have a second Immelman after the second vertical drop, unlike Shikra, which just has a turn. The splashdown is also positioned differently so that it actually hits the track, and then you feel the water a little bit as you go through that piece of track. So yeah, that's kind of unique. And just in general, it's a super fun ride. It really doesn't get more fun than that.
I liked it a lot. It was very nice.
Front row too, by the way, so we feel that speed all the freaking way, baby.
I love it. It's lots of fun. We went in the front, and I think it was worth it.
Our first
dive coaster.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, first dive coaster for them.
Because Valraven's never opened for us.
Yeah,
for some reason.
And when we were at Cedar Point last time, Valraven had a stupidly long line, so that didn't really work. And then the time they went before, it was closed, so they haven't really had the best luck with Valraven. But it's okay, I'm glad this was their first because this is a much better ride than Valraven in my opinion. Anyways, we're going on to Invader next, which looks like a pretty fun family GCI. It looks a bit underrated because people go in with the expectation that it's going to be a pretty crazy ride, but I mean, it's literally a family coaster, guys. People need to dial down their expectations for family rides, in my opinion. It gets a little ridiculous sometimes. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be a pretty fun ride. Well, cool, we just got the Invader credit, and to be honest, that was better than I expected because a lot of people hate on that ride for absolutely no reason. Yes, it's going to be tamer than other GCIs, but it's literally on a smaller scale intentionally so that younger people can ride it. It's not necessarily meant for our audience as hardcore thrill seekers, if that makes any sense. But I actually think I would take that over White Lightning at Fun Sport Orlando if we're talking about medium-sized GCIs. I thought it was really fun. My favorite thing about it was the laterals. It had a lot of that. Yeah, it was just a pretty well-paced ride. Ran in that perfect middle ground between smooth and rough, and also had some pretty good airtime on the drop and a couple other hills. So yeah, just a literal fun attraction. It's not going to blow your mind, but I'm definitely glad to have ridden it, and also I'm glad that we didn't have to wait that long for it. Another thing I noticed is that there's no seat belt, which is very unlike most GCIs, which have seat belts and lap bars. That was just the lap bar. Yes, it's a bit more tame, so you technically don't even really need a seat belt. I mean, I guess you don't need a seat belt anyways on any GCI, but you know what I mean. So I mean, I like that too. It was just a comfortable, fun, enjoyable ride. So yeah, good time.
You actually get a good inside look of what goes on.
After some weather delays, which were off camera, there was a lightning storm right above head that was not expected, but it went by pretty fast, so that's good. But we finally got on Vermolten, and that was a really fun multi-launch coaster, a little bit above that family line too, I'd say. But the launches were really fun, the drop track was excellent, the indoor part was very intense. I was not expecting that at all. You know, that kind of made me feel like I was on Expedition to Everest for a little while, because Everest also had an indoor part that I knew nothing about that really surprised me from its forcefulness. This was the exact same story, and yeah, just a great family coaster, if you even want to call it that. It's a bit more above that line, like I said. You like it, Vermolten?
I loved it so much. I would love to get a reride.
Yeah, that was so fun, Vermolten.
I didn't know a lot about that going into it. I mean, I knew basically that it replaced Big Bad Wolf, and there was some kind of indoor thing, and they were saying that there's something out of the ordinary happens. So I figured there's probably some sort of switch track or something, and I kind of remember hearing about that somewhere, but I had no idea it was going to be a drop track. That was insane. And the launches were actually good, and I know you already mentioned this, but the intensity was phenomenal. So
yeah. It was a great ride. The drop track out of the three I've been on all three in North America, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, which is Wonder Mountain, Hagrid's, and this, and I'd say this is the best drop track of the three. It's very intense. I really like it. It's like you're on a drop tower, but on a coaster. You like it, Trevor?
I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I had no idea that we were going to have a drop on it in the dark like that. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great ride. We're gonna head to Tampesto now, a ride that I'm not excited to ride because I don't like skyrockets. However, and apparently this is like the worst one too.
I have one at my home park. I have phobia. I ride that so often.
We both have one at our home park.
I'm not excited for another one. I feel like
They're too common at this point. Well, that and also too, it's
that's
just
so cursed.
you guys know why I don't really love it. It's just like too much of the same thing. It's just pelting you with positives the whole time, and then you have like one brief moment of hang time, which is so forceless, but also
I hate the moment of hang
the
time.
hang time is so bad. It's like literally.
Also, doesn't this one have comfort collars?
Yes, it does.
Oh my
It's a SeaWorld one, and it's like apparently the roughest of them all, if that even,
So
if
excited.
that's a thing. But anyways, we're gonna head there and just get the credit over with, I guess. The more I ride Skyrocket 2s, I think the more I dislike them. They're just so lame to me. Like, they literally do nothing that's special at all. But to spice things up a little bit, we're going to Apollo's Chariot. We have not been on this yet today, and I'm very excited for it. This is one of the coasters that I'm most looking forward to at this park. I have faith in the possibility that this could be the best in the park, but I'm still going to say that Alpengeist will probably end up on top because of how intense it is. But regardless of if this is one of the bottom tier B&M hypers or whatever you want to say about it, it still looks like a great ride, and the setting is even better. It's like Nitro almost, it reminds me of. So I'm excited for it. Let's do Apollo's Chariot, guys. Just got off of Apollo's Chariot. I'll say that it's like my least favorite B&M hyper. But even the worst B&M hyper is going to be a kick-ass ride. I still thought it was a great ride. The airtime was definitely weaker compared to all the others though, and there wasn't a whole lot of it. But it was one of the rather intense B&M hypers. Like the helix towards the middle was really, really intense, and it was really sustained in the positive G department. Definitely a fun ride. I really like it. We only have one credit left to get, which is the Kiddie Coaster Grover's Alpine Express. Well, I'm just going to do the off camera because there's no need to do that on camera. You guys don't need to hear a review for a kiddie coaster. So that's basically it for Busch Gardens Williamsburg. We're gonna get a couple of re-rides too and then head on to like this Python Pit kiddie coaster just down the street. But I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Yeah, I definitely recommend this park. It's actually a lot better than I was expecting, and it's being ran pretty well actually, other than operations which could be sped up a little bit more. But other than that, it's a great park actually. I can't wait to come back when Pantheon opens. That thing does look really, really remarkable. But for now, I really enjoyed the lineup that they do have, and I would definitely come back here. Yeah, it's a nice, awesome park, honestly. Very, very beautiful and very green, and there's always something to look at. And I love all the different sections of the park. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.